Hi, Algebra 1 Essentials. I am Miss Waite, and I'm ready to make another video here for you. Today is the day that we're going to set up an account on what's called Big Ideas Math. Big Ideas Math is going to be where you're going to be doing most of your assignments from now on. This is so that we can have an efficient place for you to get those assignments done, and you don't have to worry about uploading to Google Classroom and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up your Big Ideas Math account. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Google, get to the Google, my friend, and you're going to Google Big Ideas Math. Now, because I Google it a lot, it's up there on the top of my list. So I'm going to click that. And what you're looking for is bigideasmath.com. Once you find it, click into it. This will be the first page that you see, the login page. Notice that there's a blue button that says New to Big Ideas Math. You're going to click it. And it's going to ask you for an access code. And you have one. Your access code is located in Google Classroom. If you go to the classwork page and you look for the part that says like good stuff to know up at the top, you're going to see a slideshow. You can click on a slideshow in there and it will tell you how to log in. It'll be called something like, set up your Big Ideas Math account. Well, this is what that slideshow looks like. The first slide says creating a Big Ideas account, and the next slide is telling you how to get to Big Ideas Math, and then clicking on New to Big Ideas Math. And then this next page actually has your access code. It's this one right here. You're just going to type that in where it says access code. Okay? So let's do that. Going back to that login page, I have already copied this, so I'm just going to stick it right in, and I'm going to click Next. All right, good. So what you'll see now is a place to enter your name, and so I'm going to put in my name. Oh, and it popped up automatically. That's fun. Laura is my first name, and then my last name is Waite. You would fill that in, and now I'm going to enter a password. Now, it's really important that you remember your password, so be sure you write these things down because I won't know what they are, and so it'll be kind of hard to help you if you forget. And remember that your password actually needs to contain 3 of the following elements: an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, a special character, and a number. It's got to have 3 of those 4 things. Now here's the deal with entering your student ID. Honestly, I don't care if you enter your actual student ID, because nothing's going to be associated with your student ID here. You can use your student ID if you want, but you don't have to. I'm going to put in a student ID that I've already tried, that I've already used, and I hope what it'll do is it'll kick it back out, because I want you to see what happens when we do that. So I just made up this number, 456789, and I'm going to click Next. And then it's going to think about it for a second. And because I've used this student ID before, hopefully it'll kick me out again. Oh, it certainly did. And that might happen with you. There's no need to worry about it. It says the student ID is already in use. Please enter your unique student ID or contact your teacher for assistance. You don't have to do that. Just make up a different number, honestly. Or if your student ID worked, great, go with it. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put in 67892. Next. Now it's thinking about it again. Oh, there it is. Great, it accepted it. Now this is key, friends. This username, you have to remember it. Please write it down. It's going to give you a unique username, and you are definitely going to use it. So please write it down. And once you have written down this username, you're going to click Login. And that's going to take you back to this page right here. And so I'm going to put in that username, LWAIGHT017, and then I'm going to put in the password that I wrote down too, and then I'm going to click Login. And this is how I know I'm in the right spot. Notice how our class is right up here on top, and you'll have your name right here. So there you have it. That will be your way of knowing that you're in the right thing. Now let me show you some cool stuff. This student dynamic ebook would be the textbook that we would use if we were in class together. And we're going to be doing some assignments out of it. But you don't have to have the physical copy because you have this. You can click on it and you can go to a page-by-page rendering of this textbook, the textbook that we're going to be assigning from. Takes a minute, there it is. And if you go up to contents, you can find all of the chapters that we're going to be working in. And if you click the plus sign, you can go to the different sections. So solving simple equations, if I click on that, it takes me right to those pages. So that is a really great resource. The other thing is this apps resource. If you click it, there's your dynamic ebook again, so you can get to it from here, and you can also download it onto your phone, and all the coolest kids have their algebra book on their phone, so I highly suggest it. But here's something cool, Big Ideas Math Videos. If you go to the web, or on your phone, you could do it, and then it says choose your program, and what you're going to want to choose is Common Core High School 2015, and then it'll give us your book. There it is, Algebra 1. Click it, and now it gives you chapters and sections. And so say you didn't understand how to do something in section 1.1, you could get an extra example. You can click view and it'll bring up a video. Notice that you can also watch these videos in Spanish if that's helpful.
Solve each equation, justify each step, check your...
Okay, that's how you do that. All right, so I wanted to show you one more thing. Here, you can also go to get the solutions to the problems that you're working on. I think that's pretty cool because now as you're working through, you can check your work right away and you can know whether or not you're doing it right. So good for you. Okay. So then as we go through, there's all kinds of other things that you should click on and kind of take a look at, but this one I thought was really cool. It's called the Multi-Language Dictionary, or sorry, Glossary. And this will have all kinds of things that you can look up. Let's find something that you might use. Let's see, how about absolute value equation? So if you want to study about absolute value equations, but you don't know about them, you can get a definition, but even better, here it is in Spanish, and you can even listen in Spanish.
Ecuación de valor absoluto. Una ecuación que contiene una expresión de valor absoluto.
Now, what if you don't speak Spanish? What if instead you speak Arabic? Well, you can read that as well. Unfortunately, you can't hear it, but you can read it. And by the way, if you speak Russian, you could have that too. So this is a really great resource. If there's some words or ideas that you don't understand, you can go right to this glossary. The last thing I'll show you is these vocabulary flashcards. Here's some words, and here are their definitions. Now the idea is that these get printed out back to back. So absolute value equation is actually over here. It's kind of opposite. And then you would cut these out and use them as flashcards. But they're a great resource. There's a lot of them, and you don't have to print them out. But I just thought you should know they were there in case you felt like doing that. All right, so where you're going to find your assignments is under this tab called Assignments. And if we click on it, you'll notice that there are no assignments to show because I haven't assigned any yet. When you have assignments that are coming up, they're going to be under this tab Upcoming. And you're going to click on it, and then you'll go to the assignment and do it. Once the due date has gone past, you will find assignments in the Overdue tab. Now you can still do these assignments if they're overdue, but they won't be on the upcoming list anymore. Okay? Now I'm going to pause this for just a second because I want to show you what an assignment looks like. All right, I'm back. So I switched over to the teacher view since we don't have any assignments yet. It's useful for us to look at it through the teacher view. Oh, that thing keeps popping up. So when you click on an assignment, you're going to see a page that looks a lot like this, and you will click Start, and you will start to see the assignments that you need to do. There's all kinds of different ways of doing assignments. This one is a drag and drop, and I am just gonna drop in some stuff. Okay? Now when I get done answering, I can click Check Answer. Notice there's a calculator that you could click on if you need one. I can click check answer. And it turns out both of my answers were wrong. And do you see up above that check answer, there's a box called need help? If I click that, I can get some support in figuring out how to do this problem. I could watch a video.
Solve each equation. Justify each step.
And I can also watch that video in Spanish if I want. I could go directly to that section in the book and get some support that way. I could also review other lessons like it so that I could get some help. And there is our multi-language glossary again. So if the trouble is that I don't know what some of these words mean, I could take care of that. I can look it up there. Now notice that the check answer button hasn't gone away. I can go ahead and solve this and get it right. I'm thinking my way through it right now. Turns out these are equivalent because I think this is right. I'm going to check my answer again. Oh, and I'm right. Fantastic. Now, since I'm right on both accounts, I'm going to go to the next question. Friends, there's no reason to get anything less than 100% on these assignments because you can keep checking your answer until you get it right. And that's kind of okay with me because then you're learning. You're figuring things out. And being right, getting it wrong a few times, and then having the opportunity to get it right is what learning looks like. So now I'm going to go to the next question by clicking that right arrow, and then I'm going to answer it. Let's see, what property of equality would you use to solve the equation blah, blah, blah? Well, I'm going to go with division and then check my answer. Oh, and I got it right, good. And next problem. Which one doesn't belong? Well, let's see. I'm actually going to... I don't want to take the time on this video to figure it out because what I want to show you is that once I get this problem done, I can't click anymore on that right arrow. And that might be a little scary until you go up to your name. Now, because this is the teacher edition, it won't be here, but you will have a little drop down. And when you have that drop down, it'll say something along the lines of submit assignment. Once you get to this arrow not being able to be, it doesn't work anymore, then you go up to your name, click the down arrow, and click the one that says submit assignment, and then I will get it. Okay, I think that's all I need to show you at this point. Big Ideas Math is going to take a minute or two to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's going to be great, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to turn in your stuff. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.